Hey guys, Corey here. So good to be with you in class, even though it's online. So my definition of spiritual formation, Richard Foster states in his book, the disciplines allow us to place ourselves before God so that He can transform us. And I actually read this book when I was a freshman in college, and that quote really stuck out to me that spiritual disciplines is an intentional action that we have to take to place ourselves before God, maybe in unusual or uncomfortable ways, so that He can talk to us more clearly or in a different way that we weren't expecting. So when I think of spiritual disciplines, I think of what does my flesh want to do and what is the easiest way or the easiest route that I normally connect with God, and then I typically try and do the opposite. So in college I did solitude and silence, and for those of you who know me, that was really hard for me to find moments of silence. And to be honest, I started with like 2 minutes to begin with, and then I eventually worked my way up in time. But that was another thing. So spiritual disciplines are intentional acts so that we can draw closer to God. Oftentimes they're uncomfortable, and that they also take time. So when I started doing spiritual disciplines, I expected, to hear from God right away, because I was being obedient, so He was going to be faithful. And something I had to grapple with was sometimes God doesn't speak when we want Him to, or maybe we can't understand fully what He's trying to say. And so spiritual disciplines take time, but they also require a lot of depth and understanding, that you can't just fast one lunch and then all your answers be solved. So it takes intentionality, it takes time, it takes depth, and it takes patience. And that's a lot of inward focus. And then our outward disciplines is how that inward transformation is reflected in our lifestyle, how we treat ourselves, how we treat others, how we operate within the church. And then that leads into corporate disciplines of how are we seeking God through means of grace in the church, through the sacraments, through acts of prayer, all of those things. How are we seeking how God wants to move in the church? And after I graduated Bible college, I alluded to this a little bit in our congregational spiritual formation video, but I really struggled with how to maintain spiritual disciplines outside of a classroom, outside of a Christian bubble that we were, forced to do them for grades. And it's hard. And oftentimes, they say we are our worst critics, but I have yet to figure out how to stay disciplined and how to feel like I'm, succeeding with spiritual discipline. So if any of you have figured that out, I'm going to be interested to read your posts. So to be honest, I really only practice spiritual disciplines when I'm really trying to discern what I need to do or what's happening. And I know that's not the best, but that's where I'm at. And so I've been exposed to spiritual discipline since I was 18, so only 7 years, and I'm still growing and I'm still learning, and it's been an interesting journey trying to teach students about spiritual disciplines in my ministry context. They have no idea how to fit that into their lives and in their spirituality, so it's been an interesting balance of trying to learn it for myself and trying to teach others. But I hope through this course that I can refocus why spiritual disciplines are important, how I can fit them into my life without feeling like I need to do it for a grade, but feeling like I want to do it so that I can receive more of who God is and what He has for me. So I'm excited to watch some of your videos and to take this journey with you guys.